Welcome to Manchester United Daily Updates. Before continuing this video, click the like button and subscribe to the channel. Ipswich vs Manchester United live. Ruben Amorim's first game updates, early team news and how to watch. Live updates from Ruben Amorim's first game in charge of Man United as they face Ipswich Town in the Premier League. Manchester United will be targeting a winning start to the Ruben Amorim era when they face Ipswich Town at Portman Road this afternoon. Amorim, 39, was appointed as Erik ten Hag's successor earlier this month and will be itching to make a winning start to life as United boss, as they go in search of a second successive Premier League win. United have made the trip to Suffolk with the ambition of stretching their unbeaten run in all competitions to 5 matches after a productive spell under former caretaker boss Ruud van Nistelrooy, who oversaw 3 wins and a draw during his stint in caretaker charge. Amorim arrived in England on November 11th and has spent the past week on the training ground at Carrington preparing his players for this afternoon's tussle with the Tractor Boys. Ipswich, of course, are managed by former United first-team coach Kieran McKenna, who will be determined to get one over on his former club. Ipswich secured their first Premier League win of the season last time out, beating Tottenham Hotspur 2-1. Amorim will be dreaming of hitting the ground running. Ruben Amorim will be determined to hit the ground running as United boss and attempt to prove early on why he was the club's first-choice option to replace Erik ten Hag. On paper, his first 3 games, Ipswich Town, A, Bodo, Glimt, H, and Everton, H, give him a great chance to do so. Of course, nothing is a given, and there is no such thing as an easy game in the Premier League, but the upcoming schedule does give him the chance to make his mark early doors. United, if they produce their very best levels, should live up to the tag of favourites in each of the next 3 games. Berardi and Ashworth in attendance. Chief Executive Omar Berardi and Sporting Director Dan Ashworth have just arrived at Portman Road to take in Ruben Amorim's first game as United head coach. Dalot and Mazraoui in the frame. Ruben Amorim told Sky Sports it made sense to play full-backs in the wing-back roles today because it takes longer to teach the role to a forward. Who plays in those positions has been debated, but that's a clear hint it will be Diogo Dalot. Man United lineup transfer not approved by Ruben Amorim despite public demand. Manchester United had identified Sporting Lisbon teenager Giovanni Quenda as a target before Ruben Amorim's arrival and are still ready to pursue the youngster despite their manager's stance on transfers. Manchester United have set their sights on Sporting Lisbon's Giovanni Quenda despite Ruben Amorim not signing off on the transfer. Even before the new boss was in the door, the Red Devils were preparing for go after the teenager. Quenda was handed his senior debut by Amorim at Sporting, and the links have therefore increased following the manager's appointment at Old Trafford. Amorim brought Quenda into the Sporting first team this season, and he continued his excellent form into the Champions League win over Manchester City, where he assisted one of Victor Gyökeres's goals from his wing-back berth. While Amorim has played him as a wing-back in his 3-4-3 system, the 17-year-old can also be played as a forward, furthering his appeal. The club scouts watched the winger last season, back when Erik ten Hag was still seen as the man to take them forward. Quenda ticks the boxes following United's recent policy tweak, which has seen him pursue younger talent with the potential to grow. They have adopted that approach rather than going after proven trophy winners, such as Cristiano Ronaldo and Casemiro from previous windows, with big-name flops becoming all too regular in Manchester, reports The Telegraph. At 17, Quenda became the youngest Sporting player to score in the Portuguese league, which was a record previously held by Ronaldo, who is another product of the Lisbon club. Amorim is unlikely to be frustrated by the Manchester outfit going after players he's worked with recently, but has made it clear that he wants the final say when it comes to recruitment. Quenda was identified prior to him arriving, and the ex-Sporting boss was open about the fact the manager should dictate transfers, given he will cop the flack if results go south. He said, "I think it has to be done altogether, because if you are a coach that comes in here and already chose the players, it could be wrong because this is a football club that will be here for a long time, and you as a coach, you don't know that. So you have to work all together, and for that we have to improve the process of recruitment. The data, the profile of the players we want, but I have to have a strong position on that because I'm the coach." Ruben Amorim could sell Man United striker to Aston Villa. The arrival of new manager Ruben Amorim to Manchester United could be good news for some players and bad news for the others. The manager is expected to turn around the fortunes of the club and make them competitive again. After the failure of Erik ten Hag at Old Trafford, Amorim is given the responsibility to sort out the mess at the club and revive them in the Premier League and the Europa League this season. The former Sporting manager appears to have made his decision on the future of some of his players, and one of them is striker Joshua Zirkzee. According to court offside sources, the manager has decided to move on the Dutch attacker after his failure to impress this season. Zirkzee has only managed to score 1 goal all season, and it came against Fulham on the opening day of the season. Since then, he has struggled to find a place in the starting lineup at the club and his form has not improved at all. The club may decide to offload him, and one of his next potential destinations could be Unai Emery's Aston Villa side. Despite the reported interest from Aston Villa, the attacker is likely to return to Serie A, where he was successful with Bologna. Man United star Joshua Zirkzee could move back to Italy. Juventus are reportedly interested in the services of the attacker, who is currently valued at €50 million as per Transfermarkt, so that they can reunite him with manager Thiago Motta. Inter Milan, Napoli and AC Milan are also monitoring the Man United attacker and keen on bringing him back to Italy. Man United could be busy in the upcoming transfer window, with manager Amorim looking to make changes at the club and bring players who are suited to his philosophy. Casemiro could be shown the exit door, while Christian Eriksen is expected to leave at the end of the season. Man United going all in to sign Chelsea monster for Amorim in £50 million transfer. Manchester United are going all in to sign a Chelsea monster for Ruben Amorim in a £50 million transfer, according to a recent report. The January transfer window is only 5 weeks away from opening, and the Red Devils appear to have their eye on a few players who they could look to sign if the right deal is available for them. Man United transfer rumours. Money is likely to be tight at Old Trafford in the new year, as their heavy spending during the summer means they may have to move players on before they can bring anyone to the club. One player who could be moved on by United is striker Joshua Zirkzee, as a report has claimed that he could be offloaded by Amorim in January. The Dutchman has struggled since moving to England, scoring on his debut against Fulham, but has failed to make a significant impact since then. Zirkzee has been linked with a move away in January, and if he were to leave, whether it be on a permanent basis or a temporary one, it could allow United to make a transfer of their own. Everton's Jared Branthwaite remains a top target for the Red Devils, and a move could occur for him in the new year if United are able to get the finances right, as Everton are still demanding £70 million for his departure. But as well as looking at Branthwaite, United also have their eye on an attacker who looks increasingly unhappy with his situation at his current side. Man United going all in to sign monster attacker for Amorim in £50 million transfer. According to a report from Spain, Manchester United have made Christopher Nkunku a top target, and they are willing to make an offer to sign him for Amorim. The Frenchman has been at Chelsea since July 2023, but it hasn't been plain sailing for the forward, as injuries last season meant he played just 11 times in the Premier League, as well as 2 games in the FA Cup and 1 in the Carabao Cup. Nkunku, who has been dubbed a monster by talent scout Jacek Kulig, has already beaten his games from last season, as his appearance from the bench against Leicester City on Saturday made it 11 league games, and he has also featured heavily in the cup competitions. However, the striker is unhappy with his lack of game time at Stamford Bridge, as he's only started 1 league game in this campaign. This report now states that Man United are willing to go all out to secure the signing of Nkunku and are ready to offer a figure of €60 million.